You got to play that in part of it too.
And I mean, it happens. He's not the only athlete that we've seen that they've lost. The whatever event they were part of, the championship. Ronda Rousey, after she lost her title, she admitted she was suicidal. Like, it affected her that much.
Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of, you're comparing apples to oranges with that reference.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, it's not uncommon for athletes at top levels, when they get knocked down a peg, to take it really badly. Yeah. Because they're told their whole life that they're the best, you're the best, you're the best. A university paid $270,000, and we know it did, for him to come play football for them. So his ass has been kissed his entire life because he's been good at football. And when something like that happens, especially when your team was 15-1, you guys were 3 points away from having an undefeated regular season.
Yeah, obviously hasn't failed too much in life, so.
Right. So that's the one that, like, kind of makes a little bit of sense. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That I could. Well, Michael Vick was who? Philly? Backing up.
He was a starter in Philly. So he went from Atlanta to prison to Philly, and then went to Pittsburgh and was backing up Ben Roethlisberger until Roethlisberger got hurt. Then he started.
Well, I mean, at least they had a little bit in common.
Yeah, they do. They do have a little bit in common. That is correct. But
we'll leave it to the audience to figure that one out.
Yeah, well, prison. That's doing something illegal.
A little bit more. But if you're well read up, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or hinting about.
Exactly. Ron Mexico. So, the other one, and I think that this is absolutely stupid. What is the argument that I made for why they shouldn't bench Sam Darnold? Why they shouldn't have benched Josh Allen in favor of someone else? Why Josh Rosen shouldn't have been benched, and why Baker Mayfield should be starting. The mentality of your young quarterback, mm-hmm. especially as they go through this crazy season that is much longer than what they've had before, that is at a much higher level. Josh Allen wasn't playing NFL caliber talent. He was a big fish in a small pond. He himself is NFL quality talent.
Yeah.
The players he played against, maybe 2 or 3 on a team, as opposed to like the Big Ten, the ACC, the SEC. I mean, Jesus Christ, Ohio State had like 7 players drafted in the first round alone.
Yeah.
2 years ago. So, don't bench the young players that you have designated as your franchise quarterback. It's going to mess them up mentally. You're going to damage their career. They're going to question everything they do. So when they floated the Baltimore Ravens to have him teach, what's his name? Lamar Jackson. I thought that was the dumbest idea that has been floated out. The Chargers, I could see if they're looking for a stopgap quarterback for whoever is going to be after Phillip Rivers, if they're not confident they can get him in this draft or the next draft. I get that. I agree with it. That's probably a good fit for him. Mm-hmm. All right. Jacksonville, okay. Washington, okay. I get it. I think that those are, I mean, obviously, yes. Other than the name the Redskins, which, is pretty...
Minnesota even, maybe?
I mean, I don't know about Minnesota. I think Minnesota is set with Kirk Cousins, and there are some fans that are still on the fence about him, mm-hmm. and you don't want to split your fan base.
Yeah, good point.
But Jacksonville already hates Blake Bortles.
I mean, why not?
So...
After that goddamn performance.
Yeah, so who knows? Who knows? I think there are fits for him in the NFL. I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are a good one because you have Lamar Jackson, who, first of all, is young, developing. You're going to hurt his development. He's at the point where he sat behind Flacco, did all the learning he needed to do. Now he needs the experience of being on the field. All right.
Learn, like you say, learn from his mistakes because he seems like the kind of guy that would be very, like if you did that to him, it would kill his career.
Yeah.
He's very hard. You notice even like early on when he first started playing, very hard on himself. I think one game he threw 2 picks and he says, I can't throw any picks. Stuff
That's
like that.
why he stopped throwing and started running the entire game.
Yeah. Well, at least he can do both.
But no, it's you're exactly right. Lamar Jackson, like think about any job. When you started a job, you went through a small training period, right?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
You call that training, or you call it kind of like early adapting. I don't know.
Oh, well,
Training.
For most places, you go through some type of training.
Train how to use to click the mouse.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And then the training becomes, all right, you're going to do this, and I'm just going to watch.
It's kind of like you kind of piss somebody off because they got a lot of work to do, and you're taking up their time.
I mean, I guess Joe Flacco, yeah, but he's not there. So
No, he's got new digs.
yeah, which that's all I got to say about that. Like
To a team that's what they say is probably going to draft a quarterback now. So
yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going on? But the Ravens ditched their $200 million quarterback for Lamar Jackson. So do you actually think they're going to bring in Colin Kaepernick and put Lamar Jackson on the bench? If the argument was that they're afraid that they don't have a backup quarterback and they're talking about Colin Kaepernick, I could maybe see that. But I'd still be worried because you're going to have a contingency of fans who are like, yeah, he took the team to a Super Bowl, forgetting that Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman literally ripped people apart in that season.
I mean, in all fairness, if you're going to give anybody, if anybody should have been in line for that backup spot, it would have been RG3.
Nah, he's a chump. Get him off the field.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he's there. He's put the time in, and now you have somebody like Kaepernick wants to just come back in and like, I'm here. Let me play.
In all fairness, he seemed like he wanted to be in back in 2016. He just didn't want to be in San Francisco.
I don't think anybody wants to be in San Francisco.
Jimmy Garoppolo does, apparently.
I mean, maybe not. He did get hurt out there.
Yeah, the rest of his body does. You're right. Yeah. You're right, Dan O'Shea.
He might want to be, but his body doesn't.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing they still have a large counterculture out in San Francisco. So I'm guessing Le'Veon Bell, LeGarrette Blount, and Ricky Williams would all like to be there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But again, I think for me...
We'll probably get to him too, right, Le'Veon?
You know we will.
Yeah.
Kind of. We're kind of going to touch on it because we've been talking about it a lot this season that he's sitting out, yada, yada, yada. So we'll talk a little bit about it. It's basically going to be like a 30-second part of the show.
Boss.
Yeah. But I think the Chargers are the best situation. A quarterback on the way out doesn't have a backup or a future plan, needs someone that has proven they can at least read a defense.
Yeah.
Enter Colin Kaepernick. I think that's the one that makes the most sense. I mean, it depends on what's going to happen with other quarterbacks who are about to retire. I've heard the Giants put out there, the Giants don't want a quarterback who is on the tail end of his career because they don't want to waste Odell Beckham, don't want to waste Evan Ingram, don't want to waste Saquon Barkley. You finally figured something out with that offensive line that's at least good enough. no reason to change what you've been having them do to fit a different quarterback.
Right.
So, I don't think that makes much sense for Colin Kaepernick. So, we've touched on the collusion case being settled, the signing of the non-disclosure form reported $80 million, and we've talked about why it is and where we think he should go. Are you guys satisfied, or do you have any more questions or anything more you want to say about Colin Kaepernick before we move on? Because we will revisit him in a couple minutes. But
I'd just say stick to finding a prospect team in the NFC, because as long as there's a guy named Brady in the AFC, nobody's getting to the Super Bowl on that side of the
I've also heard the Patriots, and that's just asinine.
That would actually, well, let's face it.
Brady's going to be playing till he's 90. Kaepernick's going to die before Brady retires.
I think he would just love to be there and collect a check.
There's not a player in the NFL right now that's not a rookie that's going to be in the NFL by the time Brady retires. That's how long he's going to play.
Probably. Like I said, told you a couple of weeks ago, we're just going to make him into a cyborg.
Just no. Just no. No to all of that.
I wonder if Josh Gordon got a Super Bowl ring.
Maybe he
or if it fell out the side of the envelope in the mail.
I don't know. Maybe he went the Daniel Bryan route and got a hemp ring instead of the hemp belt. Anyways.
More WWE references.
Yep. The Patriots, that's a good segue. Because next thing we're going to talk about is good old Bob Kraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how?
First of all, I just want to, I don't know if this is going to make anybody feel better about it, but I'm sick of seeing things about him cheating on his wife. He's not cheating on his wife, first of all. She's dead. So I don't know if that's better or worse, that he's utilizing prostitutes after his wife has passed, but he's not cheating on his wife. She's not living.
He sure as hell isn't feeling sorry for himself.
No. So the crux of it is that he has been named in a report at this establishment. We're not going to give the name of the establishment because they're already being dragged through the mud. No need for the one person listening to have a different opinion on them now. A massage parlor in Florida that was offering more than massages, or was massaging a particular part of your body.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to look at it. Obviously, we're talking about prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's been named as a person who's being investigated for the solicitation of prostitutes. So I just want to ask you guys, first and foremost, do you think prostitution is something that anybody cares about today besides the far-right evangelical crazies?
No, probably not really.
Tough to say, because those same people support a president who's done some arguably worse things that we know of.
He's probably the bigger name. They said Robert Kraft was not the biggest name. It's probably Trump. Like, it probably is. Or one of his kids.
Yeah, there's the bigger names thing is very interesting, and I'm waiting with bated breath to hear that, because I don't know if that means bigger in football, in which case it's tough to think of
Tom Brady.
That would be bigger.
It's Tom Brady. Or Peyton Manning.
Well, Brady would be the one giving him the rub and tug, so...
He's not his son. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I apologize. I very much dislike Tom Brady, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm apologizing for basically claiming that he's molesting his child.
He only kisses him on the lips.
I genuinely feel bad for making that joke. I might write Tom Brady a letter apologizing.
No, don't.
Kisses his own boss on the lips. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that still for a Super Bowl win.
But I can't think of any, like, it would have to. Let's do this. We're gonna speculate. Let's just list names that are bigger than Robert Kraft in terms of the NFL. I can only think of
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, okay.
Maris.
They're not bigger than Robert Kraft.